Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have a great conversation for you today. It's with Matt Maggio. He's going into his NHL draft year and he's currently with the Windsor Spitfires. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, and also if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe, that'd be awesome. But hey, enjoy the video. Okay everyone, today is an exciting day. Welcome back to Greels Reels. We have Windsor Spitfire in the house. Matt Maggio is our guest today. Man, it's been a while. How you been?
Not too bad, not too bad. Still battling with quarantine, but it's getting better now. Rinks are about to open, so can't complain.
Yeah, how's the I guess off-season training been? What have you been doing? Who you been working out with? How have you been adjusting?
Yeah, for sure. So it wasn't too big of an adjustment for me. My dad trains me. He's been a trainer, NHL, OHL, everywhere for the last 30 years or something. So we have a huge setup in my garage and basement, and it's a full gym, everything you could ask for. There's assault bikes, sleds, everything. So me and my buddies, we work out there. There's like 5 or 6 of us, and so it wasn't too bad for us. We stuck to 5 people, and through the midst of the pandemic, we were still able to work out in the garage, so it wasn't too bad. And then as far as ice goes, rollerblading every day, stuff like that. I've headed up to Toronto twice now. I just got back actually Saturday from Toronto, so just going up for a week at a time trying to skate. And the rinks are open here. Let me look. June or July 7th, so another week.
You're laughing sure with the home setup. Who are some? You said your dad trained like NHL, OHL guys. Who are some guys I guess that you got to watch your dad train growing up?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of guys actually. So Zach Cassian from around here, Dalton Prote, Matt Pumple, just some local guys like that. And then I tough because I was a kid. I was like 5 or 6, but when he used to work for the Detroit Red Wings, just seeing those guys, and I was too young at the time to remember, but some of the guys they had there in the early 2000s were some pretty good players. Datsuk, Zetterberg, all those guys, and then working in the OHL, he worked for the Spits for a while when I was a kid. So Hall, Ellis, all those guys, just being able to be around them was just it was awesome. It helped me so much just learning from them and kind of taking away some things.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, does your dad have a ring with the Red Wings then? If early 2000s around there?
No, he it was after that. So
Okay.
yeah, he didn't get a ring, but he was around for most of it. So
Okay, close though. Just
yeah,
still
yeah,
still part of that
for sure.
organization when it was. I mean, probably at its strongest point. I mean, they had a
Yeah.
25-year playoff streak. But let's just kind of get into where the love for hockey just kind of started with you. Obviously, your dad had a big influence, but more or less when you probably noticed that, okay, you know what, I'm going to try and make this a little bit more serious, and
Mhm.
I'm going to try and find myself a spot in the OHL.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always just played hockey because I just love the game. Like most kids, I was just addicted to the ice every day. I just wanted to get out there and stuff like that, and I'm still like that. So I think the time that I really realized I could go somewhere is probably minor midget or major bantam, where uh, the scouts are starting to talk to you, and you're starting to hear these things, and then you find out about the two options, NCAA or OHL, and um, that's when you're like, okay, maybe I can make this thing work, make this into a career path. So I'd say around that age is when I finally started like realizing, oh, I can do this for a job one day.
Hmm. So, I mean, going into that OHL draft in 2018, you ended up going in the fifth round. And
Yeah.
interesting enough, I've chatted with a few people about you, and they definitely think that you might have been a steal in that fifth round. Do you think that?
Well, it's tough to say, but I think I was supposed to go a bit earlier and stuff, but I slipped and whatnot. So I think it's been tough so far. I really haven't had a chance to really showcase myself yet in my OHL career, but I think this year the guys will get a better view of me and finally see why I think I should have been a higher rated prospect than what I was.
Yeah, and I mean, what would you kind of say to players in the same situation? It's their draft day, they're all excited, and then maybe their name doesn't get called exactly where they would want.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Honestly, it's gonna tough. It's gonna sting for a bit, but if that's not an excuse to get you motivated, then I don't know what is. The fire and the burn and kind of the pain and anger that you had after that was, I think that's what really helped me make an Ottawa team that was so good. Just really dialing in during the summer and realizing these guys, they didn't want to take me in the second, third, or fourth round. So I'm going to show them what they're getting out of me and why I should have been there.
Yeah, 100%. It's a fantastic mindset, but we'll chat about now just your short time there with the 67s and your rookie year. I mean, obviously that team was stacked with a lot of depth. I mean, you look at guys like Ty Fellower all the way down to like Bitsy, Jack Quinn, Holsch, so many talented forwards, defensemen right through, but yeah, I mean, what was it like getting to be around all those guys, cracking that roster that was so deep, and getting in for a nice chunk of games there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, I knew right from the get go, James Boyd, Andre, they did a great job talking to me through it. I knew my role. I wasn't going to play a lot. They was just going to try to work me in and get me used to the league. And I was totally okay with that. So instead of just trying to score goals and put up points like I did in minor midget, I think I kind of just took that role that I was in, that fourth line role, and tried to do my best with it. And other than just being there every day, I think it was just learning from the older guys like Sasha and Mikey, who are just so pro level, and just how they are at the rink, away from the rink, what they're doing on off nights, and really what it takes if you want to be an elite player one day.
Mhm. And so throughout that year, like when you weren't with the 67s, you were with Canada there, the Lacers in the CCHL. Tell people a little bit about that league and just your time there in Canada.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed it. I think it was great for me. I think I had the best of both worlds, being able to play half the season in the OHL and then kind of getting used to that speed and what that's like, and then being able to head down and get a bigger role, power play, penalty kill, overtime, stuff like that. I think it was really beneficial for me. And I think it doesn't get all the credit it deserves. It's a good league. It's a hard league. I mean, at the beginning there, I didn't put up a point in my first 6 games or something until I finally figured it out. But it's a good league, and everyone's a skilled player. It's not like a major step down from junior, and you got to battle every night if you want points. And it took me a few games to realize that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. You kind of see with all the U Sport commits, so people committing to universities in Canada, like, I mean, for the most part, the big selection pool are like, guys from the CCHL, like those type of leagues, or also, yeah, OAs in the junior ranks, right? So, I mean,
Sure,
the level of competition is pretty similar and whatnot. But
for sure.
you also got to represent Canada at the U17. With I think it was Team Red or
Yeah,
Team
Team
White.
Red.
Yeah. So what was that like?
Well, it was probably the best experience of my life. I was happy to be there, but I knew coming in, I was gonna have to earn some roster spots from some other guys that maybe went in the first round, top 10, stuff like that. So I knew coming in, being I think the latest draft pick by like 2 rounds, that it wasn't gonna be easy. But I think I kind of just gave it my all, and it ended up being holy successful for me. Kind of built my way up the lineup, and then by the end of the tournament, I was playing PK power play and kind of having a big role late in the game, which was my goal coming in, and being able to put on that maple leaf. It's something special for sure that not many people get to say they did or say they do, but putting that on and representing your country and trying to win was just unbelievable.
And I mean, you ended up finishing second in points or at the tournament on your team. Was that somewhere where you were kind of like satisfied, or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, or you were expecting a little less?
Honestly, going in points, I couldn't care less. I wanted a medal. and I wanted to do everything I could to get there. And honestly, I didn't even know how many points I had until the end of the tournament when I got an interview in the semifinals, and they told me I didn't get credit for a goal, so I didn't even care. It was just I just wanted a medal and didn't end up getting that. But personally, it was pretty cool for me to be able to put up points against some good players.
Hmm. And so, I mean, that kind of wraps up your rookie year in the OHL with the teams and the things that you were doing. So, I mean, going into that off season, eventually you got the call that you were getting dealt to Windsor. How did that feel? Just, I mean, mentioned before your dad's history with the team. What was the first reaction there?
Yeah, honestly, it took me by shock. I had no clue, and I remember the day perfectly. I was at the rink skating, just hanging out with my buddies, and I get a call, and they're like, "Are you getting?" My dad's like, "Do you want to get traded?" And like, "What are you saying?" And then he said, "Well, Windsor just tried to bargain you," and I said, "Well, I don't know." And then after some talks with my agent and stuff like that, and Andre and James thought it would be best for me to be living near home, stuff like that, and so I respected that decision, and I wasn't going to decline it, and being able to play at home, that opportunity to me was pretty cool.
So, I mean, what's it been like in Windsor? Because I've never been out there, but I know I remember pretty vividly just watching them back with like the whole Taylor Hall and I believe Ryan Ellis as well
Yeah,
is
Alice for sure.
so far. So they definitely have had success in more recent years and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, what was it like when you finally got to be a Spitfire?
Yeah, I know it was pretty cool. I think just living in Windsor and stuff. That those are the guys that you grow up watching. You're huge fans of. You want their autographs, um, all that stuff, and then to finally be able to put on that jersey one day was just it's kind of dream come true in a sense. Where I'm finally in those shoes and I'm gonna start making an impact for the kids that were just like me at that age, and I think that was pretty special, and being able to play in front of family and friends every night is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I've seen a couple things with you just being involved in the Windsor community, but what were some of your favorite moments throughout the year? More
Yeah,
off
for
ice than on ice.
sure. Well, I think there were a few things skating with fans after the game, stuff like that, and then during the summer, I did a lot of work with the team even before I played a game there. Just heading out to different festivals and stuff like that, and people taking pictures with you and whatnot was pretty cool. And I didn't even play a game yet at the time, so to be able to go out into my own community and wear that sweater and kids running up to and stuff like that, asking to take pictures was pretty sweet.
And so now, going into the season, you're just kind of going through the day to day there. What was that like? And now you're a more frequent face in the lineup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, going into Windsor getting traded for 2 second round picks, obviously, I thought I was going to have a pretty big role and stuff like that. And then kind of didn't realize how deep our lineup was. I mean, we have, I think, 9 players above O1. So for the O2s and O3s, it was kind of a tough year for us, even for guys like Foodie and Cooley, who were highly touted draft picks, having to be on the third, fourth line and stuff like that. It was pretty tough. And again, I think where I kind of fell short is I tried to play the role too much. Kind of lost my creativity and wanting to put up points and stuff like that. Just got complacent the first half of the year, and then I was just going over my film from the second half of the year, and I think it was just a major change for sure. I started putting up points again, and the last 10 games of the year, I think I was pretty hot with like 6 or 7 points, something like that. So I think it was just starting to find myself, new team, stuff like that. It's going to be tough at the beginning, but um, it good mentally. Having a battle through that and stuff, I think that made me a lot stronger and a lot hungrier for next year.
Hmm. And yeah, so I mean, with you, you're going into your NHL draft year, and you mentioned them, Foodie and Kyle. Uh, just like, what was it like to watch those guys? Um, throughout for like this season now, and I mean, you've also got to watch, I mean, Marco Rossi and Jack Quinn, guys like that. So I mean, a lot of talented prospects that you've been around for the last few years, top rated. What has that been like going into your draft year now?
Yeah, for sure. I think being a late birthday, it's a bit lucky. You get 2 full years to be able to kind of consume yourself in the league and see how it runs, stuff like that. And being able to be around top guys like the guys that we had on Ottawa, I could name 7 or 8 of them and stuff like that. I think just trying to look at the little things they do and how it works for them and how they incorporate different things in their play style to just be ahead of the competition and stuff like that. And then I think what really helped me was Jack Quinn, kind of just seeing like what his role was on Ottawa. Obviously, wasn't playing a ton last year. Um, Kind of tough for him. He was third, fourth line most of the year, and he still had points, but not really where he was this year. And then kind of watching him explode this year, we could all see the talent and the potential he had. And then finally being able to come out and do what we all knew he could is kind of a glimmer of hope for me, and trying to just follow that path.
And so I mean, I guess personal and team accomplishments for next year. Where do you kind of stand with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, team first, I think we have a lot of guys coming back. I think we're only losing 2 forwards, and 1 or 2 D. So we're gonna be a highly touted team at the beginning of the year, and I think we learned a lot this year of how to play as a team and stuff like that, how to gel. So I think there's high expectations for sure. I honestly want to go to the finals. I want to win, and I want to go to the Mem Cup, like every year. But I think this is the year that I think we can really make a splash. And then personally, um, I don't really share like how many points or goals I want to put up, but I think being around like 1 a game is something for me. I kind of want to show what I can do. And I know in preseason last year when I was playing a bigger role on the second line, I put up like 5 and 4, so somewhere around there, kind of sticking around there. But if I'm playing to win, like I did in Canada, I think play to win, and not, the points are just gonna follow. So I gotta focus on that primarily. And draft year, yeah, there's some distractions, but I think if I play the way I know I can, should be a good draft day.
Yeah, honestly, man, I'm super excited for you. I think it is going to be a great draft day for you, and I think you definitely got the right mindset and headspace going into it. So I'm definitely excited to see. Now, here's something pretty ironic and I guess funny that I noticed. So just in your stat line here. So when you played with the 67s, you played 35 games and you had eight PIMs. Then when you went down and played 17 games with the Lacers, you had 17 games and 8 penalty minutes. And then in that Canada Red tournament, you had 6 games played and 8 penalty minutes. And then with the Spitfires this year, 45 games and you guessed it, eight PIMs. Is eight a
Okay.
lucky number or something? Or
There's no way you just told me that stat. I didn't
yeah.
even know of that, but that's pretty cool. I don't know. I might have to try that again next year. Have a full career with 8 a year. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
funny, but
that'd be something.
uh,
It's the last game of the season, and there's 2 minutes left on the clock, and you're at 6 PIMs for the season. So you just go out and get a tripping penalty or something just to make.
yeah, no, I'm shedding the mitts. I'm breaking the record this year. I'm gonna get to 11 this year.
Oh man, that's priceless. But
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks.
man, this has been a great chat. So basically, this is the part of the podcast where basically just toss it over to you. So the show is yours. I mean, you can chat about whatever you want. You can, life lesson. A funny story that you want people to know. I mean, if you got anything going on, I know your dad's a trainer. Tell people to kind of check him out or anything like that. Yeah, man, the show is yours.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's not too much going on in my life right now. I got a synthetic ice in my basement, so I've kind of just been grinding on there every day. But yeah, I'll shout out the workout group that I've been with. It's FT7 on Instagram, FT7 training. So that's my dad, and he's training guys all over the league, Maggio and Brochu in London, who both had incredible years. And then guys like Kinnett and Joggin, who are going D1 and stuff like that. Pretty special. And then some young guys like Spencer Silva's in '04 who just got drafted to Erie first round. So it's gonna be a pretty cool conference, being able to play my buddies all over the map. And then other guys like Johnny Lichny and Nick Silva who are looking to go D1, and I know they can. So all of us, it's a pretty good workout group, and I'd say we're pretty on pace. I think that's the only social life you really need is the workout group. We're always together. We're together like 10 hours a day. So we'll go work out, and then we'll skate on my ice for a bit, rollerblade, tennis. And then I just bought some clubs yesterday, so I'm going to try that out. I kind of suck though.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
man. I think that's a great spot to leave it off on. I'll sign off here now, basically just saying everybody who watched and listened, thanks for checking it out. And I mean, make sure to follow along with Matt. He definitely got a great career coming. And yeah, in the meantime, stay best, kind.